Hey there. Happy Wednesday. I'll give you guys a second to join. Let me know you're here. Tap those hearts, tap those likes so I know that you're here and that you can hear me and you can see me. Hello. Let me know you're here. Let me see some taps and some likes and some names so I know that you can hear and see me. I want to talk to you guys today about losing hesitation. Thank you. Hello. I believe that there are a lot of people in this season that are hesitating. And I believe this because several of them have come to me, several of them have spoken to me, several of them have sent messages after our last talk on Sunday saying that they just can't get past their hesitation. And hi, Brittany. Hi, Diane. And I want to let you know that greater is on the other side of hesitation, that your breakthrough is on the other side of your fear, that your destiny is on the other side of your lack of confidence. Fear is not of God, but faith is. And so I want to encourage all of you to have the faith that whatever it is that God put inside of you, whatever he called you to do, whatever your purpose is, that he'll help you see it through, that he'll be with you every step of the way, that he never forgot, that he never left, that he's here. And so I want to help you to lose the hesitation, to go for it, to go for what it is that's on your heart. You know, some people want to know, what is your purpose? I believe your purpose is what you can't run away from. I believe that your purpose always chases you, that it always finds you, that you can't lose it. And so it is that purpose that I want you to run towards, that I want you to get on the other side of hesitation for. You know that I like to relate everything to these powerful women in the Bible that I have devoted myself to uncovering. So there's a few that I want to discuss with you today. I want you to think about Sarah. Sarah is a woman in the Bible that she laughed when God told her what her purpose was going to be. She laughed when God said, you're going to have a baby, because she was old. So she's like, that's not going to happen. But it was her faith that allowed that thing which he said was going to happen. At first, she couldn't believe it. She couldn't see it. She's like, why me? How me? This doesn't seem possible. But it was her faith that allowed that thing to happen. In Hebrews chapter 11, the first verse starts off with, by faith, Sarah received power to conceive. So it was her faith that allowed her to actually birth the thing that God told her she would birth. So if it's faith that you need, make sure that you get you some. If you need to be reminded on how to get your faith back, I want you to check out Hannah. Hannah is also another woman in the Bible that was barren, a woman that was struggling, that wanted to have kids. Her husband had another wife who had kids, and she was struggling. She wanted them. She prayed for them. She cried for them. What I find most intriguing about Hannah is that she went to God. She said, this is what I want. This is what I believe I'm supposed to have. And she decided to then give it to him. She said, I'm not going to hold on to this thing anymore. I'm going to give it to you. I am going to completely relinquish control. I'm going to trust. I'm going to have faith that you are going to do what it is that you said that you would do. She then told God, she said, listen, if you give me this son, if you give me this child, if you give me what I'm asking for, what I believe you've told me I will have, if you give me this, I will give it back to you. Now, some people want to know, is that bargaining? Was she bargaining? Was she asking God, give me something and I'll give it back? No. She was actually telling God, the thing that I want the most, the thing that I'm praying for, the thing that has been my desire, my dream, I'm willing to give it back to you. I'm willing to hand it back to you because you mean that much to me, because I have that much faith in what you can do with it. So I want you to know that if you can give that thing back to God, that if you can trust him, that if you can have the faith, that if you can tell him every desire of your heart, everything that you long for, that you want, that he can take it and he can make something great of it. Hannah went on after she gave up her son that God did give her. She went on then to have 5 more kids. The number of grace. She went on to conceive even more. He gave her double for her trouble. So understand that if you have faith and you show God that you have faith, that he can do something with it. Something else that I hear a lot of people say is that they think that their mess is too big, that the things that they've done in their past, that the person that they were, that is too much. that those things will prohibit them from doing what God has called them to do, from being who God has called them to be. And, I talk about Mary Magdalene all the time, and we just talked about the woman at the well on Sunday. It's never too much. You've never done too much. Don't be ashamed of the things that you've done and the person that you are, because he knows. This is what we talked about on Sunday. So give it to him. If God can qualify them, why can't he qualify you? If God can call them, why can't he call you? Lose the hesitation, because on the other side of your hesitation is your breakthrough. It's your promise. It's your purpose. So lose the hesitation. Something else that I want you guys to remember as we talk about Mary and Elizabeth, those of you that have joined the Mary and Elizabeth Network, you have to remember that the things that you can teach someone else can then be in turn taught back to you. So I have some people that are wondering how they can be in this network, how they can be a sister in this network, because they feel like they don't have anything to give. But the truth is, even the teacher can learn from the student. Even the teacher can learn from the student. And sometimes the teacher learns as she's teaching or as he's teaching. As they're teaching themselves. So never feel like you don't have something to give or you don't have something to teach, because you do. And what I want for the Mary and Elizabeth Network is for there to be reciprocity, for you to understand that you might have times where you're mentored and there might be times where you're mentoring, but understand that those roles and those positions don't necessarily always matter, because there's always going to be some sort of exchange. There's always going to be a lesson in your story, in your conversation. So go into that relationship, join that network, knowing that you're valuable, that you can teach someone something, that you can pour into someone else. That's what I want you to remember. The other thing that I've been hearing about hesitation, I hear people say they don't want me. They don't want me to do it. They don't believe in me. They said, he said, she said. Have you ever questioned yourself who they is? Do you ever hear when people say they, and you're like, who's the they? Who are you talking about? Who's they? If they are not important enough to have a title, if they are not important enough to have a name, if they are not important enough to remember who they are, then they should not have any influence in your life. So forget what they said, because they don't matter. That's what I want you to remember today. Move past your hesitation. Go into your promise. Sometimes our purpose, it can be scary. I get it. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's next. But I promise you, just as God has been there every step of the way, he'll be there for that too. But in order for you to get to these new levels, you have to have faith. You have to press. You have to push. Alvin said, take 2 steps towards God and he will take 10 towards you. That's absolutely right. If you surrender, if you say, I'm giving this to you, I don't have hesitation, and I have total faith, he'll meet you where you are. He always does. Sorry, I got a call. Did that interrupt you guys? He always does. He always will. Lose the hesitation. You are enough. You have enough, and you can do it. So like I said, if there are people that you need to look up, that you need to find confidence in, look up Sarah, look up Hannah, look up Mary Magdalene, look up Elizabeth. These are all women who showed that faith can lead them to their purpose, who showed that faith can push them past their storms, who proved that faith is all you need to get to where you are told you're supposed to go. It's all you need to unite you with your purpose. It's all you need to collide you with your destiny. It's nothing but faith. You can get it. You have it. I believe in you, and I love you. Go to herstorylives.com. Connect with me. I want to hear from you. I hope that you'll join my sisterhood network, Mary and Elizabeth Network, and I'll be talking with you soon.